via Access Cable. This is Community Forum. My name is Steve Kelley and I'm your host. And today I have a great pleasure to introduce you to the sort of founding members, the motivators and inspirational people behind the Stoughton Farmers Market. So to my left I have Pam Carr, who is president of the Farmers Market. And to her left, your right, is Teresa Tapper, who is the market manager. And then to her left is Regina Ierardi. And Regina's on the board and is also a member of the advertising committee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to preface the show by saying what you guys are doing in Stoughton Center to build community is amazing. It really is.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Yeah, so it's something that if we can build Stoughton Center through things that build community and help children and help people to have healthier lifestyles, it makes a tremendous impact on the entire community. So Pam, let me start with you. How did this all start? I mean, last year you had a trial year, if you would, and where did it all come from, this idea? Why do we have farmers markets anyways?
Well, excuse me, the Stoughton Farmers Market itself started with a grant that the YMCA got from Pioneering Healthy Communities. And one of the 4 initiatives was that there was a desire to have a farmers market in Stoughton in order to make fresh produce and foods available very easily for the community, and also to educate about the benefits of having a farmers market in town and eating fresh whole foods. So that's where it started, and last year was our trial year, and we had a lot of fun. We had a great year, and we also have learned a lot since then. So we've made a few changes to the market this year, which we'll talk about later, and so we're very excited for year 2. I think we feel a little bit more confident in what we're doing. And I think we also are getting the message out to the town about what we're doing and why you should come to the Stoughton Farmers Market.
Okay, Teresa,
Yes.
you were the manager last year. It was a lot of fun with you at the helm, if you would,
Thank you.
and you decided to return. That was very gracious of you. Why do you think people should come to the market? Like if Aunt Mary and Uncle Joe live near in the center, why should they come down and visit you on Saturday morning?
There's so many different reasons. I mean, first of all, I do feel very strongly about wanting to do something healthy, positive, just for our downtown area, period. It's a fun environment. We have wonderful produce, really nice vendors, friendly, committed volunteers. There's something for everybody.
Right.
So a number of reasons. It's just a really nice day all around.
And
so.
husband Steve has a music.
That's right. My husband, Steve. Steve Tapper. He is in charge of music. He's a professional musician himself, so he organizes the music. So we have live music, really quality.
Every day?
Every single market.
Every single market you have a live musician.
Yes.
Or a trio, as it was last year.
Right. So we try to go with a variety of music that will appeal to everyone. Family-friendly music as well. Nice quality. It's just a really nice atmosphere.
Good. So the efforts of Pam and Teresa can go unnoticed without someone to shout out that hey, we're here. And that's the role of the advertising committee.
Yeah.
So Regina, tell us a little bit about your role in that.
Okay, well, our job, there's 3 of us on the committee right now, Sharon Fradkin, Mike Crawford, and myself. Sharon and her husband ran an ad agency for years, so she's an excellent resource. Mike is in PR. He's worked for BZ. I studied communications. I was a graphic artist. I did a little bit of television stuff in college and worked at a magazine, so we've got a lot of different areas covered experience-wise, which is great. And our job now this year, we have a little bit more of a budget to put towards marketing, so we're trying to get the word out, remind people, hey, we're down here, we've moved to this new location, it's more visible, so that's gonna help us out, and we just really wanna get the word out that this is happening and people should come down.
I'm going to come back to you for more of how you're getting that done.
Okay.
But you mentioned a new location. I think that Pam, a great shout out is due to the First Parish.
Absolutely.
So tell us about how did we ascend to such heavenly levels as that?
Well, just to let it be known, one of the things that we're really trying to let people know about, first of all, is that we do have a location change this year. Last year we were located down at Trackside Plaza, down behind the train station. This year, thanks to the cooperation and generosity of the First Parish Universal Church, we will be located in Stoughton Center every Saturday. We're going to be right on the green in the front lawn at the church. And the best part about that is that we now have not only a very visible location, but we also have green space. There's a lawn there, there's trees. I know a lot of people were concerned about having too much sun where we were before, so now we definitely have taken care of that problem. But we also do still have the blacktop, and we do still have access to electricity so that we can still have all the entertainment that we provide. So truly, I believe that this location is going to be a great asset for the second season of the Stoughton Farmers Market. And the second thing that I wanted to mention too is that our hours are changed. Last year we were open from 9 to 1, and because we pride ourselves in responding to consumer as well as vendor feedback, after the market season was over, we surveyed all of our vendors and all of the consumers, and a lot of the feedback we got was that people wanted the market to be open later in the afternoon, so that they would have a chance to get down there. And some of the other feedback was that some of our vendors, especially the farmers, wanted the market to open a little bit later so that they would have more time in the morning to prepare. Because I don't know if people are aware of this, but most of our farmers are actually out in the fields picking the produce that they're bringing to the market, sometimes that very morning, starting at 4:30 or 5 in the morning. So they do a lot of work just to come to the market before they sell. So we wanted to respond to their concerns and let them have more time to bring us more goodies.
Well, you are a great spokesperson in being able to bring the things that are really important about a farmer's market. For instance, you can now get food that was picked on that morning.
That morning.
Just as if you had it outside your yard and brought it in. So that's it's good that you keyed in on that. That's very nice. On Teresa, as you work with these vendors, how many vendors do you have roughly this year? I think there's like 3 or 4, or do you have more than that? Or
Well, we have 15 vendors that have signed up thus far.
15?
Yes, but it's going to
Okay.
be, some of them are part-time vendors and some are there every single week. So the farms, the bakery, the fresh catch seafood, they're there every single week. And then the other weeks it's supplemented from, to have, which is nice to have a variety. So we have crafters, jewelry. We have a really cool apparel, Wicked Cool. Which
Wicked
is
cool
really
guy.
Wicked Cool Guy.
Yes.
And a number of other different fun things there too. So it's a nice variety.
If I were watching the show and I said, wow, this is interesting, and I've got this cool stuff to sell, would I call you, or how would I go about that if I wanted to be part of the farmers market?
There's a number of different ways. If the market has already started, we will continue to keep taking in vendors. That has happened last season too, where somebody just approaches, there's a farmer's market manager tent that will be available. So if somebody approaches me, I'll be there almost every single week anyway. So all I have to do is ask. There's an application that they can get online. Go to our website, stoughtonfarmersmarket.org. And
Excuse me, so maybe Roy, if Roy's paying attention, and by the way, a thank you and a shout out to Roy. Roy Cohen is our producer. Leo McGowan is often behind the cameras, and right now we have Jeff Pickett behind the cameras. But Roy, I don't know if you can put our little screen up for the Stoughton Farmers Market. There you go. And as you can see, it's at First Parish Universalist Church, 790 Washington Street. It's right in Stoughton Center at the corner of 139 and Washington Street. We're going to be Saturdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we should stress, it's a nonprofit. It's run completely by volunteers. It starts on June 14th, and it runs through October 25th. And this is always rain or shine. So we want you to get wet. No, we want you to come whether or not you get wet or not. And we have a couple of wonderful farms, Lane Gardens Farm, O'Brien's Bakery, Fresh Catch Seafood, and much more. And we mentioned there's live music every single Saturday. So if you needed, if you wanted to become one of our vendors, you can either go online or you can contact either Pam or Teresa
speak to us directly at the market. That's
and come to the
fine.
market and then
Yep.
speak. right? Now, Regina, I wanted to go back to you as an advertising person.
Yep.
Anyone in advertising knows that they really need to understand the product they're advertising. They have to understand the benefits of what the customer, the client that you're advertising for. So even though you're doing this as a volunteer, you've had to really take some time and come to grips with what it is this farmer's market offers. And also what farmers markets mean to a community. So I wonder if you could share a little bit about that. And from the perspective, if I could, that if you didn't patronize such a market, then you're not going to get these results. So what sort of things?
Well, in some of my research on farmers markets, one of the little gems that I came across was that farmers markets are the new town square. And this was a statement that I found in my research, and it's really true. And we this year happen to be actually in the town square. And I know everybody has been talking, especially in the master planning, of how our particular town center needs some reviving anyway. So if we've got the market, that's the new town square. It's in the town square. Let's get the people down to the town square. They're going to be getting fresh and unique things that they can't necessarily get in a conventional store. They're supporting the local economy. They are supporting local growers. They're getting to know people. Like, you're going to see the same face every week, and they're going to, oh, hey, yeah, you like that kale? I got some I just picked this morning at 5 a.m. I put it aside for you because you're down here all the time. Old-timey relations like people used to have back in the day with the butcher shop. Like, my experience of that would be like Sam the Butcher on the Brady Bunch. But, he went in and, oh, hi, Mrs. Brady, here's your order. That kind of community feeling back that as time has progressed and progress has happened is not as prevalent as it used to be.
And I would also think there's a bit of a void where, is it Shaw's that has gone out of business in Stoughton?
That's a good point.
So the people that are walk-centric, that really don't have a car, that try to do a lot of their business either by bus or right there in the center, they're at a disadvantage, right?
Yeah, there's a guy actually that I used to work with. I work part-time at the Stoughton Library, and he doesn't drive, and he was devastated when Shaw's went out because he's like, I need groceries, where am I going to go? So something like this is perfect for somebody like him.
Good. And Pam, maybe you could add into the same message theme about why markets across the nation are so important and why this one is important.
Well, I think, there's so many reasons why the Stoughton Farmers Market is so important, but part of the reason why I started getting involved and remain so involved and passionate about it is because I truly believe that there is such a positive energy and so many great people and a great sense of community within Stoughton, and sometimes that isn't seen from the outside. And so what I love to see when you go down to the market on a Saturday and you see Teresa's doing her yoga, right, and people are talking to the farmers, and the kids are playing, and the music is there. And there are many of our vendors are from the very local area, but many of them are actually Stoughton residents who have their own small businesses. So we truly support local small business. I truly believe that that's the heart of our community, and that it's something that I would like to see grow and flourish more, the support of local business, the support of local community, and having everyone who also believes the same positive things that we do to come together in a central gathering place, which I believe the market can be every week.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm wondering, Roy, would you be able to cue up, we have a music show, if you would, from last year's Farmers Market, and if you can cue that up, we can give the audience an idea of the kind of enjoyment they might derive, and how that also helps with the idea of building community. So, so I don't know if I'm still on, but you might be able to see.
Okay, so we're going to have a food demonstration.
I'm Karen LeBlanc. I'm from UMass Extension Nutrition Education Program.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming to the Stoughton Farmers Market.
Thank you for having us. We're very happy to be here.
So today you will be demonstrating
A fresh veggie salsa. We have a nice sign here. We have tomato, corn, black bean, a little fresh jalapeno.
And
And then I see that you can get the recipes right after, so.
We're offering 4 different recipes today. We have a stuffed green pepper, the salsa that we're doing right now, a Greek salad wrap, and crunchy vegetable burritos. All of which ingredients can be found at the market here today.
Wonderful.
So I'm going to start with some tomato. I let this kind of marinate overnight with the garlic to let the marry the flavors together.
Oh, it smells wonderful too.
The garlic is just lovely.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just going to make a little small batch here. A little green onion. I would personally set this up, you know, maybe the night before. You wanted to serve it to get all the flavors nice.
So all the flavors really kind of saturate,
Yeah, they marry
blend
up
together.
I'm going to add some fresh corn.
Okay.
Do you want a little jalapeno?
Yes, I love jalapeno.
Okay.
Yes.
So add a little bit of jalapeno in.
Oh, yum, yum, yum.
And some black bean, which is nice. This offers us a nice clean protein, no cholesterol. It's also full of fiber, which is very good for us as well. And as you can see, you just mix it all together.
Very simple.
Absolutely very simple and very delicious. All right. So let's get this.
Oh, that looks good.
And I have some baked chips here, some baked tortilla chips. Give a couple of those. And a little spoon. And there you are, miss.
Voila. Well, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
now you're going to be coming to our market again.
Correct.
What dates will you be coming?
I have the dates down here. I want to say every Saturday from here on out.
Okay.
Till about the end of August.
Okay, wonderful.
We'll have a
And
different recipe each week.
a different recipe. And then you also have a couple things here
We
to
have-
celebrate veggies, simply delicious. So tell us a little bit about this.
Well,
What you
this
have
is
in
just
front.
something a little fun for the kids. There's a little word puzzle, and it tells us, you know, the veggies that we have and we eat and what they give our bodies, the vitamins and minerals that we can gain from them.
Okay.
Some great reasons for shopping locally here at the market.
Yes. Okay. Why?
I also have
Yes.
some information on food safety, keeping bacteria at bay in all of our foods that we eat. You know, from picking it up here to just before we're serving it.
Yep.
And I also brought along a Massachusetts grown produce availability calendar. So this kind of tells us throughout each month what's available to us and when.
Okay. All right. And again, thank you. And I'm looking forward to having more food demonstrations.
Absolutely, we are too. Thank you.
So how's the salsa?
Delicious.
Very good. Very good. So welcome to our market today.
All right, so now that you're back with us, I noticed that Teresa's clapping on the presentation. That's great. Welcome back. And I have to apologize because I actually mischaracterized and got out of order the videos that we had, so that was my bad. We actually, as you now know, you got to see a video on how to make salsa, I believe.
Yes.
Right? And I think that's fabulous, and that's the kind of thing you can expect if you go to the farmers market on a regular basis. You will find some educational things about how to have healthier choices, how to do homemade stuff, and it's great fun too, as you saw.
Yeah.
So
It is one of the things that we want to integrate into the market is we'll have some food demos as well as some fitness things. I do sneak in yoga every once in a while for myself and enjoy other people joining me. So we will be integrating some things. And also, like, we have the visiting nurse come and do free blood pressure checks and that type of thing. So there'll be a little bit of something for everybody. Something to support, healthy, building up
and I
health.
think that's a big component of farmers markets that
Yeah.
you wouldn't necessarily get if you go into a regular store. You're not going to get this
Correct.
real push, encouragement, and participatory involvement in your own healthy choices.
Right.
Sharing educationally, here's some stuff that you might want to think about, could be better for you, and here's how you can do it. And you're offering that as a farmer's market, and I think that's a wonderful role that the farmer's market can play.
Yeah. Another thing I want to add is that I'm very proud of is we were able to get a grant to fund the SNAP program. We will be offering SNAP again this year, and we'll be able to double the SNAP for our customers, which is really wonderful.
That's like two
So
snaps.
so basically when somebody, shops and buys $20 worth of food,
Using
then
an
they'll be able to
EBT
get
card or something?
exactly.
Yeah.
Then they'll be able to get $20 more.
So you get
either-
$40 worth of food for
Yes.
$20
Yes.
with an EBT card. Is
So-
that a fabulous thing?
Yeah.
Now, who got us that ability to do that?
We wrote for a grant, and
Someone is being humble.
yeah.
I don't see a we who wrote
It
for the
wasn't
grant.
me.
Well,
So I'd like to share with the audience that Teresa Tappa took the time, dedicated herself to getting this grant on behalf of people with EBT cards, and she was able to produce a grant for our market so that anyone with an EBT card can effectively double the produce that they can get. And where we have, oftentimes we have organic or foods that may cost more than in a supermarket, sometimes you'll actually get a better deal with us because you can get the EBT double. So that really works out well.
yeah, we're very pleased about that.
Yeah, so nice job on that, Teresa.
you.
So, the audience may wonder, how come I know so much? I'm actually on the board. And I've never really had anybody worry about how much I knew, by the way, I think that I knew too much. But at least about farmers markets, let me say that I'm also on the board. And I want to appreciate how much work these ladies have done on the board. Tell me a little bit, Pam, if you would, about what it's like to try and organize a small non-for-profit entity as you have, and a little bit of the tips and tumbles that you've gone through as you put this together.
Well, I think we're still I don't want to say a work in progress because the market is great, but ourselves as a board had a few learning curves on how much work it is to get involved in something like this. I think some people are looking at it from the outside. It seems to just come together and be presented, which is what we want people to see.
Right.
A seamless product at the end. But truth be told, we started our planning for this season at the very end of last season, and we've been in contact with our current vendors, our new potential vendors. We're always getting leads on vendors from people. There's a lot of work that Teresa does with regards to processing the applications. With regards to permitting, many of the vendors need to go through the Board of Health in order to be permitted. And we also have had to work with, recently we have started new sponsorship opportunities. So we have the opportunity for local businesses, if they want to advertise with us, get involved and sponsor the market. So that's another program that we started over the course of our off season. So you can find out more information about that on the website as well, if people are interested in sponsoring the market. So there are many different pieces that come together to present the product that you see on a Saturday morning.
Right, and a lot of planning that goes in.
A lot of planning.
And we have a couple of thank yous to go out to the Y, right?
Yes.
Because they actually partially funded us this year.
Yeah, the YMCA, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, was the initial recipient of the Pioneering Healthy Communities grant, which was our original seed money, which really got us started. And the Y, while we have now separated ourselves financially, we formed our own board, which was more work that we did over our own board and our own corporation during the off season. The Y continues to be a wonderful partner and great supporters of us. And actually another member of our committee who is not here today is also an employee at the Y. So we remain connected with them very much so, and we appreciate so much what they've done for us to get the ball rolling so that we can be where we are today.
Oh, that's very good. Regina, do you have a handle on any of the sponsors? Do you know who has sponsored us so far?
Sharon has been mainly dealing with that end of things. Randolph Savings Bank. I hesitate to mention because I don't want to leave anybody out. The Casey Real Estate. Who else?
Windsor Tire,
Windsor Tire. Yeah.
the Bank of Canton. We also have Lou Kafka's office and Bill Galvin's office have sponsored the market. And the sponsorships, the Moms Club of Stoughton
Yep.
has sponsored the market, and they'll be helping us out at the kids' tent because we will have our kids' tent every week again this year. So
And
we have a lot more community businesses as well as community organizations that are getting involved because they see the benefit of being part of the market.
And I have to give a shout out to Copy Inks, who has been giving us great pricing on advertising materials as
Yeah,
well.
below retail
Yeah.
pricing, to try and help
Yes.
out. So, I think Copy
So
Inks
everybody
is fabulous.
that we've talked to so far has been pretty responsive.
Yeah,
with,
and it's nice, and I think there are 3 separate categories of sponsorship, right? And actually, there's more than 3, right? You can be like a corporate sponsor, but then you can do any little bit will help sponsor.
Oh,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which is completely true. Honestly, any little bit does help. We only get a very low fee because, again, we're trying to support the farmers and they can't afford to pay a huge table fee. So we get a small amount of fees going into the kitty, but then sponsorships cover things like the crayons at the kids' tent and
The advertising costs. and
yes,
stuff.
the advertising costs are a big one.
And I think another important thing to add when Regina is speaking to, or when we're speaking to the sponsorship, the people making, sponsoring the market, is that we are a not-for-profit. And we're not paid to run the market. None of us are on a salary.
Yep.
And also that everything that the market takes in either goes back into the market or in turn out back to the community. We've had some discussions in our board this year during our meetings about what can we give back to the community, whether it be financially or in other ways, because we want to make sure that, in continuing with our mission for positive community action,
Right.
anything that goes into the market only goes to make the market better and or to make our community better.
Right.
So it's very important to us
It
that
is
people
important,
know that.
and it's amazing, really, because almost all organizations, even those dedicated to the public, have overheads that are substantial. Like if you take a museum, for instance, that it's for the public, but there are museum curators, there are museum people that sweep the floors or do all these things, and I have no objection to that at their costs. But we have a volunteer-run market that there's no money for, that we're not asking for any money on an individual basis.
No.
What we want is the community to become a better place
Right.
through building community and coalitions and offering these unique services that are just not available anywhere.
Yeah. One of the things I would say too, when we're talking about that our board is a volunteer board, we also have a larger committee beyond the board that help out, and the committee is a full volunteer committee. So if anybody wants to get involved with the committee, you can always get in touch with us and learn how to get involved with that. But also in turn, during market time, our market is completely volunteer run, and so we always welcome people who want to come down to the market. There's myriad jobs that can be done, from greeting someone at the door to helping set up in the morning to helping break down in the afternoon. We have
Right.
jobs that can be done now, doing some marketing outreach and helping the marketing team. Everything is volunteer run, and we pride ourselves on how excited people get when they come down.
Well, actually,
And-
I think I have a video that
Excellent.
we can share
Great.
on volunteering, right?
Right.
So let me see if Roy, could we queue up the volunteer one and see if I can not make a mistake this time with which one is in order? Here we go.
Hi, so we are standing here at the edge of the farmers market, the parking lot area, and as you can see, and we have 2 wonderful volunteers that are helping us at the market. Now, why have you decided that you would like to volunteer for our market?
I used to live in Baltimore, and my neighborhood had a really fun farmers market that I would go to, and when I found out that one was starting up near me, I was excited, so I wanted to help out, help make it successful in any way I can.
Thank you so much. And how about you? What do you?
I think we found out about this farmers market from a friend of ours, and we decided we like, this kind of thing. We like looking around. We like, home goods where it's local stuff that's grown. It seems to be better, and so we're glad that we came. It's nice to be able to help out the town and help out the people too.
All right, thank you very much for joining us and supporting our market. So And now it's time to get back to work.
A couple of people's experience doing volunteer work, and you can see that it's very valuable that you get to input and share time doing something very worthwhile. I'm curious what sort of products that you might have. So Teresa, could you probably answer to, if I'm watching the show, I'm thinking, well, okay, they've convinced me to give it a try, but what am I going to find when I get there?
Well, besides fresh fruits and vegetables, which are delicious, there's also eggs. There'll be fish, that's fresh fish, as well as prepared fish products or fish dishes. A bakery, so all sorts of assortment from the O'Brien's Bakery, which I know one of the favorites there are the chicken pot pies. I know that I got that like every single week for myself. There's Nella Pasta, which offers fresh and frozen pasta dishes that are delicious.
I think they have olive bread there too, which I had a few times last year.
Oh yeah,
So-
well the bakery, actually he has a great assortment, and he actually welcomes feedback. He's actually designed specific things for customers that have come in and asked him, could you have this next week? And he's actually done that for us as well, so he's very receptive to that.
Nice.
One of the things that I think would also be important to mention when it comes to the bakery is that O'Brien's Bakery does actually offer gluten-free items and sugar-free items. So if that's something that a customer wants, if you just let him know that, he can bring custom orders to the market. You can actually order one week, and the next week he can bring custom orders for whatever it is that you need, because his menu is so varied. So
I think I'd like to get some gluten-filled bread.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things that we're hoping to have this year is he's going to have a grill there. So he will do some fresh hot dogs, hamburgers on a grill, but with his breads, which are, you know, specially designed for this occasion. So we're hoping to have that this year.
Yes.
What are the products? There might be a few more that we've missed that someone might be wishing to get.
Jams, jellies, honey.
Honey is good because it's going to be not store-bought, right? It's going to
No,
be fresh,
local. And
local
actually,
honey.
if you have, I forget what, but there's something that locally produced honey has I think it's good for allergies.
It is.
Like if you have locally produced honey, these are the bees that are dealing with the pollen in your area. That's what you're breathing in. It actually helps with allergies. So if you're getting locally
like I'm
produced
allergic
honey.
to kids, so if I have that, then I could like get rid of them.
only if the bees made the honey from
Yes.
children,
But we're
which
we're
I
very,
don't believe there as well.
yeah, we're very excited because Rosie Bed Farm, their bee products are just wonderful. So he does lotions that are smell wonderful. Anyway,
I have to
Fresh.
say, we have, not to step on
Go
you,
ahead.
but we have such quality vendors. And again, in my internet research about crafting our messages and things, I ran across just, Yelp reviews and things. And some people were saying, like, I went to this market and they had like stickers on it, like I see at the grocery store on the produce. And what is this? You're not going to find that with our folks. Like we have very, very high quality, responsible, honest vendors.
That's very, very nice to hear. I think that it's important.
Very much.
So I also, we haven't talked about enough of what it is a good time. It is a lot of fun, I think. You go there, you get to meet people, children running around, laughing, and then also you have chairs around the musicians. So I'm going to ask Roy if you could cue up the music piece. That would be great, and I think the audience would really like to see and hear how the music is at the market. So, and you were going to say, Teresa? Oh, looks like we're in. So that gives you an example of one of the kinds of music. We have a lot of jazz that comes in. We have all different kinds of music, but that's just one nice piece, a duo with Teresa's own Steve Tapper, who did a beautiful job playing that music.
And we do want to acknowledge and thank the local Arts Cultural Council, because once again we're able to have the music because we were able to get a grant through the local Arts Cultural Council. So we want to say thank you. Again, that's showing how much support we're getting from the community.
Including the church as well as the Y.
I was just going to say, you see all the people that are
It's
coming
very
in
integrated, right?
And the Board of Selectmen. I mean,
Yes.
last year we went before the Board of Selectmen, and honestly we were applauded after we asked them to sponsor, to support and sponsor our market as well. So
That's great.
it's really wonderful.
If I looked at that spot, I might say, I don't know about the parking. I'm not going to be able to park there. What do you got to tell me about parking?
It's funny because I'm involved with quite a few things in town, and I have to say anything I'm involved with that involves Stoughton Center, that's the first thing that people say. And so where we are located this year, the parking lot right next door to the church, in front of what used to be Pacheco's Hardware, that's actually a municipal parking lot, which I think a lot of people don't know. So that's parking that's available right there. We do have the street spaces that are available. And we also do have access to our old location at Trackside Plaza, which is just a quick walk down the street for parking there. So there is always available parking. I actually joke that I do my own parking study. I purposely drive through town at different times during the day and during the week. And since we decided to move the market downtown, I actually specifically drive down there on Saturdays. And this past Saturday, I was leaving a meeting here, and I drove through the center, and within my drive, which was not very far distance outside the center, there were 53 parking spaces available at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So parking will not be a problem. However, I do want to say too that one of the things that we really want to encourage people to do is walk down to the market. Make a day of it. If you live within a reasonable walking distance, you could walk to us, you could do some shopping.
Library, maybe?
During June and September when the library's open on Saturday, you could walk down there. You could walk over and get a coffee from the coffee shop, to really kind of encourage the full picture of a healthy community. Getting people out, getting people walking, and, not always in the car. So if you don't live within walking distance, we will have, I'm sure there will be parking at one place or another, even if it's just a little bit of a walk down the street.
So let me switch gears a little bit. Regina, what's like the most fun that you've ever had at the farmers market? When you look back, I mean, it's taken a lot of energy, a lot of time to get to this new place this year. That was inspired by doing good things, but also by having fun.
I think at our preview event, I got put in charge of temporary tattoos. I had a booth, and I think I stuck a temporary tattoo on every kid in Stoughton and many adults.
Yes.
I was so surprised how many adults came up to me and they're like, I want a chicken. Put a chicken right there. Yeah. And it was just like the vibe was awesome. People were having a great time. It was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people. Like I said, that's my thing. I like to chat with people.
Yeah.
There was that. There was the Stoughton Strong Day that we did, where we took the picture off the roof of the trackside building to people down on the market. What other things?
So that's good. Now, how did you get this tattoo program? Are you going to do it again this year?
At some point, we try to have different things here and there. There's different activities in the kids' tent. I know last fall we had done, if you bought a pumpkin, you could go and bring it and decorate it at the kids' tent with some feathers and glitter glue and stuff like that. Right. So there'll be different we're actually still in the process of planning what kinds of activities are going to be happening.
Now, you had animals at one point. You had some people that brought in some animals. Is that going to happen again, Teresa, as the manager?
Yeah, I think it's Neponset.
Yeah, the Canton Cat Rescue.
Oh, yes. Judy Ambrose, is that right?
Anita McNeil.
Yep.
Okay, Anita. All right.
Was down a few times. She would contact us during the week. If she had kittens, she fosters kittens through Canton Cat Rescue, and so sometimes she would bring them down because it helps her to socialize the kittens. So we did have kittens there at some point, and I think at one point one of our vendors had some animals that they brought down. So, you know, I guess what it is, you just never know what you're going to find. We always have something different
part of
going
the
on.
fun.
There's always something interesting, and we really try to keep it very dynamic. So while you're getting back to the vendors, when Teresa said, well, you know, we do have these vendors that are going to be there every week, but we have a set of rotating vendors. And one of the reasons that we want to do that is because it makes the market different. So if you come every Saturday, you're not coming to the exact same market. You're actually coming to a different
new
market.
movie.
There's different vendors there every week. There's different music there every week. There are different activities, maybe a different theme. However, you will still find much of the same. Your same favorites will be there every week. So our anchor farms will be there every week with huge selection of produce, but you're always going to find something different. So as Regina mentioned, we are in the process now of planning out some of our theme days and events and things like that we showcased last year. And so one of the best ways to keep up with us on that is through our Facebook page. We have a very active Facebook page. It's just facebook.com/Stoughton Farmers Market. That is very constantly updated now. But again, starting in June, like we did last year, right before the market starts, we'll have our weekly email newsletter go out. And if you're on our email newsletter list, we send out a newsletter once a week that has listed what vendors will be at the market, what entertainment will be at the market, as well as some other interesting information about our vendors or recipes. So if people want to sign up for our email list, they can do that by emailing us at stoughtonfarmersmarket@gmail.com.
Or just simply by going on the website. You can do it directly on the website now.
And now you can do it directly on the website, which is www.stoughtonfarmersmarket.org. So there's a lot of ways to keep up with what's going on.
Right.
I know we've mentioned so many different things that go on because there is so much that goes on. We have a lot of exciting things in the works this year.
I wanted to put a shout out to some of the volunteers last year, and I think I was put a big smile on my face that I guess CJ called in, and
Yes. Yeah.
one of the young individuals in the community, maybe a high school student who came and handled the parking and things like that, and he called and said, I want to be there this year.
Yep. I got an email from him saying, I want to be part of the market again this year, which is amazing because honestly, now last year we had the market start at 9, which meant that we got up at 7:30, and this,
pull everything
no
out.
matter what kind of weather, and he was up bright and early. He was always there helping us out, and stayed throughout the market.
And then at the end of the market, we had Pat, and we also had, I think his name was Pat, the young fellow.
Patrick, yes.
Patrick,
He
and
works at
his
the library.
dad, and I think another brother maybe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we
The
had some-
McDonald's,
the
yeah, they
McDonald's.
were
So nice.
wonderful with
And,
helping.
and the
And
library
Frank
also helped.
Lyons would come down and
some of the
park
thank yous
things.
that you get to give because of the
Yeah.
service, the hard work that they had to do,
Right.
pulling the tables down, cleaning the
Yeah.
tents.
Yeah.
I think it's
Honestly,
nice
it was
to be able
just,
to do
it
that.
was a wonderful feeling to see people come together and help out. And honestly, I mean, I can't tell you how often I'm stopped now just asking, when is the market starting? And very excited about the new location. We're really looking forward to this year.
Well, I
I'm
tell
very
you,
excited.
Tying into both, we drove through the town center the other day, and I had my kids in the car, and I was like, oh, that's where the new market's going to be this year. It's going to be over there on that grass. And they're like, I want to come down. I want to help every week. So, like, the kids love it. They think it's awesome.
That's
and
nice.
that's a good thing.
Well, I'm going to take a break. Roy, if you would throw up the credits. And when I come back, if there's a few things, maybe you could tell me the most fun thing you did at the market, because we talked to Regina, and whatever else we missed after I read the credits. So I'd like to come back to give you a chance before we close out the program. So, and here we go. So one of the things you might want to think about is in the upcoming weeks, after you go to the farmer's market, is go to the Franklin Park Zoo or the Stone Zoo. And both of those are in and above Boston. 1 Franklin Park Road, Boston, Mass. For the Franklin Park Zoo. And I love, love, love this phone number, 617-541-LION. And the website is www.zoonewengland.org. And we also have a great program up at the high school coming up. It's called Comedy Meets Rock and Roll. And it presents comedian Steve Sweeney. And the music is by Rocksteady, Michelle Romero, Joe Kidd. And that's Saturday, June 21st, 2014, of course, this year. 7 to 10 p.m. It's at the high school auditorium. It's $20 per person. And it's got a great benefit, the special ed department for the high school. So if you can find yourself into having some nice fun on that Saturday night, you can get advance tickets at Ace Ticket at 800-697-3287. And for information, you can call 774-259-9809. And We Are United is the group that will have the concessions, and they do a great job providing the concessions and then sharing the proceeds. So, and then SHRM's 6th annual blood drive for Children's Hospital. Give pints for the half pints for the kids. And this is in memory this year of Fran Stetson. It's hosted by SHRM's Auto Body in Stoughton in combination with the Society Filarmonica de São João Club, the Portuguese club at 845 Washington Street. That's right on 138 in Stoughton. And that's going to be on Sunday, June 1, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. They bring in a nice big truck. It's a blood mobile, and it's very comfortable, and the people there are very gracious as they take your blood. And when you go into the club itself, you get breakfast and lunch. They have a great meal for anybody that comes by. So I do recommend that. And if you've never given blood, this is a great place to do a starting. So, and Uncorked is a unique wine tasting event, and you can do that. And you can go try to wrestle your wine away from a gorilla at the Franklin Park Zoo. And that's Saturday, May 31st, 5 p.m. to 7:30. And those tickets are $45 per person, and you get to taste the wine. That is, if you can get it away from a gorilla. And that's at www.zoonewengland.org. Also, the crew and my wonderful helpers here would like to thank Maxie's Delicatessen for the wonderful support they give us all the time. 117 Sharon Street, Stoughton, 781-341-1662. The American Cancer Society is looking for volunteers to drive cancer patients to and from treatment. So if you're free during the day and you have a car, please do give a call at 1-800-ACS-6662. You'll get to meet some wonderful people and give them a little help in life too. www.cancer.org. We also have Ilsa Mark's Food Pantry and the St. Anthony's Free Market, and that's at 2 Park Avenue in Stoughton. For more information, call the lovely Christine Gallagher, 781-341-0611 or 781-341-0549. And we have Meals on Wheels. Ask for Jessica, 781-344-8882. Extension 2. And if you do call her and say, "Is this Jessica?" she'll know where you got that message. And then Stoughton Pennysaver, their slogan is, "Our business is advertising your business." And in fact, I think the Stoughton Farmers Market might do a little bit of advertising with the Stoughton Pennysaver. And they were over at 27.
And they also have been wonderful to us.
And they've been wonderful to us to help us get our message out there that we are in Stoughton and we're doing good things. 27 Rose Glen Street is the location here in Stoughton. Their phone number is 781-344-4833. And the International Forum Show, which is produced by Roy Cohen and Stoughton Media Access Cable. It interviews guests with local roots throughout the world. We use the Skype technology, and that's at Sunday at 8:30 p.m., Mondays at 11 p.m., Wednesdays at 9 a.m., and Thursdays at 9:30. We also have Saturday at 12 noon. If this slide goes by, we're going to give you a quiz, so if you haven't written it down, you're in trouble. Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 28, and that's international.forum@yahoo.com. And the phone number to get on the show or to comment on the show is 781-760-6991. So if you have a college-age person who's out in California and is doing something, perhaps they're working for a nonprofit, or perhaps they're setting up their own documentary, or they're doing something like with a special chemical product or something that they're learning in school, Roy is a great person to talk to perhaps have them produce and get the experience of producing a show for something valuable and worthwhile and share it with the folks back home. And the Stoughton Farmers Market, the show for today, is the First Parish Universalist Church. They're wonderful people, been kind enough to extend the church lawn at 790 Washington Street, Stoughton Center. And that's going to be this year, Saturdays at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's run as a nonprofit by volunteers. It starts on June 14th. It runs through October 25th, rain or shine. So you can come down. If it's a not so great day, You know, you can't do anything else, you can certainly come to the market. If it's a shiny day, then come on down and get yourself a nice start to a shiny day. Lane Gardens Farm, O'Brien's Bakery, Fresh Catch Seafood, many, many more wonderful vendors, and you'll always be entertained with some music at the same time. Community Forum, the show times. I like this, that they're all 6 p.m. You can always tune in. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you will see a Community Forum show at 6 p.m. Mondays at 8 p.m., Tuesdays at 5 p.m., Comcast Channel 9, Verizon Channel 28. And I have to tell you, with TV sort of going downhill in programming, it's nice to see that Community Forum brings us back up to a wonderful level. And that's at communityforum1@yahoo.com if you'd like to comment or give us any suggestions for the show. And in Easton, Community Forum showtimes, Monday at 9 p.m., Tuesday at 8 a.m., Wednesday at 3 p.m., Saturday at 10 a.m. The quiz will be at 6 p.m. Comcast, Channel 9, Verizon, Channel 22. And again, comments and suggestions, communityforum1@yahoo.com. And now we're back. So thank you for watching the show, by the way, and we're here with this triumvirate of wonderful inspirational leaders in the community, Regina Ierardi, Teresa and Pam Carr, and they've joined their efforts in producing and helping others. There are others that have been behind the scenes as well, but they're really working hard to produce the Stoughton Farmers Market. So we have a couple of minutes that you guys can, let's say, hit upon ideas that we haven't discussed that you'd like the audience to know about the Farmers Market. So let me start with you, Pam.
Good. I guess we spent a lot of time today telling you who we are, what we do, what our mission is, how you can get involved with volunteering, how you can get involved to be a vendor. But the most important part is that if we want the Stoughton Farmers Market to continue and to thrive, we need to make sure that people come down and patronize the market. Come down on Saturday, come buy from our vendors. They come here to, they get up early in the morning, they pack up their goods, they come down to bring this beautiful market to you. We need people to come down and shop with us. Last year, I know that we had quite a few regular shoppers. I hope our regular shoppers come back and bring friends. If you were unable to come down last year for any reason, this is the time to come check us out. We really hope that this market continues to grow and thrive, and we're really at a very important part or very important time with our market. We're heading into second season, and this is when we really want to make sure that we continue to grow. And the best way to do that is to have people come down and patronize the market, buy from the vendors. The more customers we have, the more vendors we have, the happier the vendors are, the more vendors they bring, the more customers we have. It's all full circle.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that people know that while we are a great community gathering, you can come, you can listen to the music, we have kids activities, all these other wonderful things that we do. We also want to make sure that people do their shopping here. We're very proud of all the products that our vendors offer, and we want to make sure that people take advantage of the great shopping opportunity that's down there.
And also the education that is
Absolutely.
Provided with the products
Yes.
and different vendors.
Yes.
And I think the idea of creating a village, I mean, we're really at the forefront of changing what a center means to a town. We really want to see, and in fact, the selectmen produced a little proclamation saying that Stoughton Center should have a park. So this idea that we're sort of at the forefront of creating the village that helps to sustain a park and sustain a community is really good. So Teresa, what are your thoughts on what we really want to get across?
Well, obviously, I ditto to everything that Pam said. That's very important. And I do want to highlight a couple of the other vendors that are coming back, that are returning. We have Jan's Teapot. She makes some really beautiful pottery. We have Puppy Love Bakery, which is cat and dog treats. And I do know that there are some regular customers that love her products. We have Pretty Pieces Jewelry, Brenda Martin, who's a Stoughton resident, as well as Shanna Cohen, who does the Made with Love jewelry. So there's a number of things. So please come. We would love to hear and get your feedback as well. And if you're interested too in being a part of our market, we'd love to meet you and hear more.
Yeah, very excited that Nellis is coming back. I really have to echo what Pam said. We have it here, it's growing, we want to nurture it and have it thriving and spin the circle out bigger and bigger. We have it here, do everything you can to patronize it, come on down, buy a pint of strawberries, buy a loaf of bread, meet some people as often as you can.
Yeah, and I
Make
think
it
the
a part
idea,
of
it's
your
almost
schedule.
like a plant, right? And we're offering natural produce in the form that you could get right off the field, but the actual idea needs to be nurtured in the same way. We need to
Yes.
water it,
Exactly.
right? And bring it to life so that it can bloom and then bring the results that, according to most experts, it is the wave of the future. And you talk about what's in the past, we actually got away from the past to like a middle ground, and now the future is actually going back to having homegrown produce, right? And
Yes.
we're going to offer that completely for everybody, you know, whether it's corn or squash, different types of things. So it's a great way to learn how to plant, to learn and to be able to consume the stuff that's there. So hopefully we'll be able to get, you know, everybody involved in the town and to have a look at that. Do we have a connection with like other organic farms? I'm just curious as we close out the show. I know we only have a minute or so.
Well, besides what had been mentioned or was listed, we have Fairmont Fruit Farms that's going to be a part of our market as well. I don't know if that's what you were referring to, but
Each of our farms, actually, while not certified organic, do use what they call integrated pest management. And every farmer who's there is happy to talk with the consumers about exactly how it is that they raise or that they
Right.
control the pests. So while this year, at this moment, we don't have a certified organic farm with us, we do actually have very knowledgeable farmers who are very responsible with what they do, and they're very happy to answer your questions either now or during the market about whatever it is with their process.
All right. Well, thank you very much. So it's going to be Saturday on June 14th.
14th is the
So please
opening
come
day.
down, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
thank you.